General Hospital will reveal recently, within the devoted fan community of General Hospital, a quiet yet deeply unsettling rumor has begun to spread, the possibility that Maurice is seriously considering stepping away from the role of Sonny after more than 4 decades of dedication. For some, this feels like the closing of a cherished chapter, the slow fading of a golden era of American daytime television. But for those who have followed Maurice's journey closely through the years, this news serves as a sobering reminder that nothing lasts forever, not even the icons we've come to believe are timeless. With a career defined by his portrayal of Sonny, a cold, calculated mob boss with a surprisingly vulnerable heart, Maurice became the face of General Hospital. His character wasn't just central to the show's narrative, he was its emotional anchor. Generations of fans laughed, cried, and held their breath through every twist he delivered. So when whispers of retirement emerged, it wasn't just another casting rumor. It was a seismic shift, one that left many grappling with the thought of losing a character who had become like family. However, Maurice's decision to leave is far from simple. Unlike some actors who can quietly bow out of the spotlight when their final scene wraps, Maurice is reportedly entangled in a complex web of contractual obligations with the show's production team. These terms, said to be rigid and far-reaching, could force him to pay a staggering financial penalty should he choose to walk away prematurely. The rumored figures are jaw-dropping, in the millions, an unimaginable burden even for a seasoned actor who has given nearly his entire professional life to a single role. Despite his calm demeanor in recent interviews and public appearances, longtime viewers have started noticing subtle but undeniable signs of fatigue. Maurice no longer carries the same spark in his eyes, his movements are slower, and the once fiery intensity he brought to emotional scenes now feels more measured, as if he's conserving energy. His exhaustion isn't something that makeup or lighting can mask. It's written on his face, visible when the cameras stop rolling, and he quietly exits the set. In personal reflections, Maurice has expressed a strong desire to spend more time with his family, to enjoy undisturbed meals, shared laughter, and quiet moments free from call times and scripts. He's also spoken about his interest in other projects, from writing to producing content focused on mental health, a cause deeply personal to him. But the demands of his contract seem to stand as a barrier to that next chapter, tethering him to a role that, while meaningful, may no longer align with who he has become. Fans aren't just saddened, they're angry. Many feel that Maurice deserves better. The freedom to walk away on his terms, with dignity and respect. The frustration is amplified by memories of other veteran actors who left under similarly harsh conditions. It raises uncomfortable questions. Why are those who give the most often the ones forced to sacrifice the most? Why can't their legacy be honored with grace? As production remains silent and Maurice declines to make a formal statement, the speculation continues to swell. What will happen to Port Charles without Sonny Corinthos? Can General Hospital survive the loss of a character who has carried its heart for decades? The idea of recasting seems impossible, unthinkable even, to most fans. Sonny is Maurice, and Maurice is Sonny. There's simply no replacing that. Some suggest a compromise, that Maurice reduce his screen time, taking on a part-time role that still allows the character to exist without overwhelming the actor. But would that truly satisfy anyone? Can Sonny remain relevant if he's no longer at the center of the storm? Right now, all paths seem uncertain. But one thing is clear, fans are ready to support Maurice, no matter what. Whether he chooses to stay or finally walks away, they will stand by him, not just because he played Sonny, but because he is Maurice. A devoted artist. A resilient soul. A man who gave everything to a role and is now searching for something more. As the world waits for his next move, the audience that grew up with him will remain, watching, remembering, and hoping he finds the peace he deserves. Fans have not only expressed deep sympathy for Maurice but have also voiced their frustration and disappointment over the way his situation is being handled. To them, this isn't just about an actor considering retirement, it's about a man who has dedicated his entire life to a defining role, now seemingly shackled by cold contractual restrictions and a lack of understanding from the production team. In the eyes of his supporters, Maurice deserves rest, not just as a basic right, but as a well-earned reward after 4 decades of unwavering commitment, emotional vulnerability, and personal sacrifice to General Hospital. Outrage has spread across online forums, fan groups, and soap opera news outlets. Many are revisiting similar stories from the past, cases of veteran actors who quietly exited the show after tense behind-the-scenes negotiations, their legacies fading away without proper recognition or closure. These memories have reignited a painful question: are those who devote the most to the show also the ones who suffer the most when they decide to leave? Is the system unintentionally punishing loyalty with silence and pressure? While the production team remains silent and Maurice continues to avoid publicly addressing his plans, speculation about Sonny's future has become increasingly chaotic. Theories abound. Will Sonny die in an explosion? Will he disappear quietly, leaving behind a farewell letter? Or will he be written out with a haunting open-ended exit, hinting at a possible return? But the most unsettling question remains: what will Port Charles be without Sonny? For many viewers, Sonny isn't just a leading character, he is the heartbeat of the show. The tales of organized crime, forbidden love, loyalty, betrayal, redemption, all revolve around this complex, conflicted man. Without him, a vital piece of General Hospital's soul will be missing. Even with new characters rising and younger generations taking the spotlight, nothing can truly replace the emotional weight Sonny carries. To millions of fans, Sonny Corinthos is more than a fictional mob boss. He's part of their memories, their daily routines, and, in some ways, part of who they are. As a result, when the idea of reduced screen time was floated, many saw it as a reasonable compromise. The notion of Maurice appearing in limited storylines, perhaps returning for special arcs or pivotal moments, seemed like a soft landing for all involved. It would ease his workload while still preserving his presence, and the show wouldn't have to abruptly lose a cornerstone character. But even this compromise led fans to ask, could a toned-down Sonny ever truly feel like Sonny? Sonny, by nature, is a man drawn into the storm, constantly navigating dangerous plots, personal rivalries, and emotional chaos. He has fought battles with his enemies, his past, his mental health, and even his own moral compass. Could such a character be reduced to a once-in-a-while guest star? Could the raw intensity and layered emotion that defines Sonny survive in diluted form? Even the most seasoned writers may struggle to make such a version feel authentic. And so, the future remains uncertain. Every outcome is still on the table. Maurice may stay for a few more months and quietly phase out. He could return in a new role behind the scenes. Or he may surprise everyone with an unexpected decision. Whatever path he chooses, fans hold on to the belief that his legacy will never be forgotten. If General Hospital truly does lose Maurice, it won't simply be a casting change, it will be a turning point in the show's history, a deep cut into its legacy. The future of Sonny, and of Maurice, still hangs in the balance, like a story left unfinished, a dramatic pause at the climax of an episode. No one dares to predict what tomorrow will bring. No fan can be certain whether a farewell is truly coming, and if it is, how it will be written. In a world where television narratives twist and shift with each passing week, it is both ironic and deeply emotional that the most compelling drama unfolding now is not on screen, but in real life, in the very soul of the man who has breathed life into Sonny for more than 4 decades, Maurice. What makes this situation particularly profound and moving is the inseparable connection between Maurice and Sonny. To the audience, it's no longer just a matter of an actor playing a role. Maurice lived as Sonny. He breathed with the character's fury, suffered through his losses, and wrestled with the darkness and light as if it were his own battle. The idea of Maurice stepping away isn't merely a cast change, it's a symbolic shift, potentially signaling the end of an era that has defined daytime television for generations. Maurice isn't just part of General Hospital, he is its pillar, its soul, the beating heart of a fictional city built on tears, love, betrayal, and redemption. Those who have followed the show since its early days understand deeply, without Sonny, Port Charles becomes an entirely different place. His absence wouldn't just affect one storyline, it would alter the emotional foundation and core identity of the entire show. Maurice's years of service to General Hospital haven't been just a stable career path, but a long, personal journey of sacrifice. He endured endless shooting days, emotionally intense scenes, and real-life battles with his own mental health, all while continuing to deliver a deeply human, often raw performance. Maurice didn't just portray Sonny, he lived in his world. And while audiences cried at fictional funerals or cheered for dramatic reunions, behind the camera, Maurice was fighting invisible battles that required more strength than any script could capture. That's why this current moment, when Maurice stands at a crucial crossroads, isn't just a personal decision. It is the culmination of a long, demanding journey. And like every journey, it raises the essential question. Will Maurice be granted the right to step away peacefully, with honor and the recognition he deserves, or will he be forced to continue under the weight of silent obligations, bound by rigid contracts and unseen pressures? The answer, for now, remains unknown. Maurice has stayed quiet. The production team has issued no official statement. But the fans are far from silent. They've raised their voices, showing unwavering support, calling for a farewell worthy of the man who has given nearly his entire life to this role. To them, Maurice is not just an actor, he is an icon, a constant presence throughout the years, a familiar face that has comforted them in both fiction and reality. If the day comes when Maurice walks away, his fans will not turn their backs. They will follow him, continue to support him, and stand by him if necessary, just as he has stood strong for them, keeping Sonny alive with truth and intensity. They will remember his soulful gaze, his deep voice that always carried storms beneath the calm, and the scenes that left an entire nation breathless. And if the next chapter in this story is indeed goodbye, it won't just be another episode. It will be a moment of history, a farewell that takes with it millions of hearts beating in sync with his. Whatever path lies ahead, whether he departs entirely, returns in guest appearances, or shifts into a new role behind the scenes, fans will continue to watch every step Maurice takes. Because they know this story, though not yet ended, has already etched itself into their hearts. And when that moment arrives, whether it's a quiet goodbye or a grand, dramatic exit, the entire General Hospital world, and all of Port Charles, will be holding its breath. Stay tuned for the upcoming episodes of General Hospital, where not only the classic battles of love, power, and betrayal in the world of Port Charles unfold, but also a deeper, more personal struggle quietly taking place behind the scenes. It's the emotional journey of Maurice Benard, the man who has embodied Sonny for more than 4 decades, as he seeks a path toward retirement and a graceful farewell from the role that has defined his life. The episodes ahead are no longer just part of an ongoing script, they are a reflection of Maurice's real-life crossroads, mirrored in every scene, every moment of silence, and every lingering glance. Fans aren't just watching fictional twists anymore, they are carefully observing each nuance, every subtle shift in tone, looking for clues about what lies ahead for Sonny's future. Will the writers begin steering the character toward a gentle exit, allowing for a heartfelt goodbye? Or will there be an unexpected turn, an accident, a mysterious disappearance, or perhaps a heroic sacrifice to conclude the arc of a legendary character? These questions now hang in the air with growing intensity, making each new episode feel heavier, more emotional than ever before. Behind the camera, the tension is just as palpable. Maurice is quietly wrestling with an inner conflict, caught between the weight of professional obligations and his personal longing for rest. The ironclad contracts reportedly binding him to the show may force him to continue in a role that, while once fulfilling, has become increasingly difficult to carry. He dreams of time with family, freedom to pursue other projects, and the peace that comes with stepping back, yet that dream remains just out of reach. Fans hope that the powers behind General Hospital will find the compassion and integrity to allow Maurice the graceful exit he has so thoroughly earned. In the coming episodes, what unfolds on screen won't just be fiction, it will carry the echoes of real emotion. Maurice's exhaustion, his quiet reflection, and his internal tug-of-war may be visible in Sonny's eyes, his slower steps, his subdued presence. Every line delivered could be part of a farewell in progress, a farewell that neither the character nor the actor has formally spoken, but that viewers are beginning to feel deep in their hearts. That is why no one will want to miss what's to come. These could be some of Sonny Corinthos's final moments, not just as part of a story arc, but as the closing chapter of a television legacy that has spanned nearly half a century. Watching General Hospital in the weeks ahead will be more than just following a plot, it will be witnessing the emotional unraveling of a historic journey, one filled with triumph, pain, resilience, and love between a man and the role that made him a legend. With each episode, fans aren't just waiting for new developments, they are holding their breath for a final decision. Will Maurice find the way to leave with honor, to choose his own ending, and receive the recognition he deserves from both the production and his devoted fan base? His journey is far from over, and the chapters to come promise deep emotions, powerful moments, and an ending that no one can quite predict, but everyone will remember.